Last time I was here, I had somebody run down on that beach, and pull a magic trick. He just vanished.
Yeah, someone rocks up or cops rock up, just jump on the bike and dip.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, how did your conversation with Snow go?
It was interesting. Snow seems like he's wanting to help, and get a plea deal, and his understanding of me being legal aid for you. Um, Snow's never really my worry. My worry is Brian. Brian does have a bit of a hate for me.
Well, he has a. I think he has that for anyone that he's. That's why I told Snow as well that the people that should process me should not be Brian or Kyle Pratt or Gunner.
I mean,
Should be somebody who's neutral in this entire thing, so they don't, as much as they're probably decent officers and etc. etc. You need neutral eyes on this so they don't get a hate boner and just try to hit you with anything in the book.
I agree. I 100% agree. Yeah, well, I've got no faith in the PD that it's going to be done correctly. To be honest, I feel like because Brian always hated me as a lawyer. It is because I challenge too much for him, and I know too much shit. Right? Actually, decent at my job. PD always prefers lawyers that are useless at their job because they don't put up the fight. They have to do less work. So I asked about the plea deal. He said that he's got to talk first to Brian and set up a time for us to talk. Now, I spoke to Snow just now again to find out when that's going to be, and he said he still needs to set something up with Brian. And I said, just let me know what time, and I'll be awake for it. I told Snow that the communications are going to come through me in regards to this, and I'm just acting as a legal aid, as a conduit between the two to make sure your rights aren't getting infringed and you're not getting fucked over.
Mm.
I anticipate a shit deal. It's just what I'm feeling for it. I don't anticipate them wanting to be too helpful. I know that we were originally looking at the death penalty. There are some pluses to this, right? Is that you don't have an active warrant to my knowledge. There has been nothing posted on the docket, so they're going to have to repost it. Now, we'd already gone through how I could pull apart all the different charges that were there, and I was up front with Snow and I said that if this went to court, basically all I would do is get a lawyer standing in front of me and I'd be pulling their strings and literally do all the prep and everything for them to say. So they're just going to be my little puppet. Snow's ears seemed to prick up when I used the word puppet, and he told me to talk to you about the PM. There's something that you're doing?
Interesting. Did he tell you what to ask me about?
No, he just said the use of puppets and you're potentially getting involved with that person.
Interesting. How would he know that? Did he say why? Did he
No,
give you any information? Just told you to. Okay.
he told me to talk to you. He seemed very interested that I was using the word puppets and pulling strings.
Interesting.
So I don't know what that means to you. Obviously, it would mean something to you that Snow knows something about that. And when I questioned if it was about the PM, uh, that's when he said that I need to talk to you about it.
Okay. Interesting. Well, obviously I trust you, so this is gonna stay between the two of us.
Yeah,
And you don't talk to anyone. You don't talk to Snow about this. You don't confirm anything.
yeah.
Um. Okay. I've never really talked to the PM ever. I had a meeting with one of his puppets. When was this? I think it might have been 8 months ago, 7 months ago. Um, Interestingly enough, the people that set up the meeting were Hydra. Funny how that goes, huh?
Yeah.
But no, he gave me a call after we talked and everything, bro. I had after we had to talk, Reed, Sai, you and I, and everyone else. He gave me a call out of the blue. He was like, "Hey, should probably talk." Uh, so we did. He set up somebody to transport me to him. We had a conversation and we agreed on a lot of things about the issues that the city is having, about what the future should be like, etc., etc.
How the fuck would
And
Snow
then
find that out?
I don't know. That's well. Here's the thing. It seems like the PM and Snow have a thing. He very much were interested in Snow and wanted to have set a meeting up with Snow, where I was also there. So maybe he reached out to Snow already.
I would say so then. If it's just yourself, the person who was driving the car, and PM that knew about it, it has to have gotten back to Snow from the PM.
Well, I guess he's already having the ball rolling on this.
You're not concerned of the PM using you as a get out of jail free card?
I don't know. Like our vision aligns on a lot of things, but he also literally is called the puppet master. Like Miguel might be scared or upset that I'm using people as puppets, but he's been working for the PM. Everyone has been working for the PM.
Surely Miguel didn't mention something about that.
What? Him working for the PM?
Well, did Miguel have any idea that you have spoken with him?
No, no, no.
Okay.
All of this happened before. I think the PM kind of realized after the entire thing. Also, obviously, the PM might have thought I was dead. Miguel pulling that stunt just made it clear that I wasn't, right? So that might have been why he reached out.
Okay. So that's only the PM left then. Okay.
Yeah, but his vision, everything, like again, I agree with him, but it's a very 180 as to what we're talking about now. Like it's the opposite of a plea deal.
Scorched earth kind of shit.
Hmm?
Scorched earth kind of shit.
Yep, 100%.
Okay.
Chaos, making people accountable for what they're doing, etc. And people can say what they want. Like the PD is corrupt and was corrupt. I don't know how it is now. I don't know how things are gonna go. If they're gonna crack down on corruption but we all know that. We know Kyle Pratt literally burned down a hospital using a fucking firebomb. I'd say that's corruption.
No, that's definitely that's fucking terrorism shit in its own. Yet PD are trying to push it on you. For what did you actually do that they can prove?
That's the thing. What can they do that what did I do that they can prove?
Correct.
I don't think they have anything they can prove. Definitely, they don't have. There might be a few places, unfortunately, where DNA was left unseen, which is fine. I'll eat those charges if that comes to it. But where's the proof that I was the one blowing shit up? There is none. It's all he said, she said kind of thing.
I think from what I see, they've just got a whole bunch of circumstantial evidence, and you need more than that to actually get convictions, which is why I was confident in what I was saying when I told you about pulling apart those charges.
Like they might have texts or calls, but again, is that definite proof? Couldn't it just be me fucking around, you know?
Well, that's what we call circumstantial evidence, right? So when they tried to charge me for the murder of someone that I killed, I'll tell you what they had, right? They had me telling a police officer I was going to kill them if I got my hands on them, me texting the person that I'm going to cut their fingers off once I get hold of them, the body turning up with no fingers, and the last contact was me. Now, that sounds like it's pretty bad, right?
Mm.
But essentially, they had no murder weapon and no way to actually put me at the spot. So I could have used someone else to do that. So again, that's all circumstantial evidence. So had they have actually searched me in the 3 days after I did it, they would have found the murder weapons on me. Had they have searched my warehouse, they would have found the fingers in a jar for the next 2 weeks that sat there. They didn't do any of that. And then it came to the 31st day, they tried to push a murder charge on me, and this was back when we had a 30-day statute of limitations. I laughed at them in the interrogation room and said I did it. But you all just sat on it for too long, so get fucked. So
I think the only
you're
thing
the same.
yeah, I think the only thing they might have in the bag would be weapons trafficking.
Did they find any proof of manufacturing?
Of manufacturing, no.
Okay, then they don't. They have stockpiling. Why do you think?
Yeah, okay.
Why do you think that they have weapons trafficking?
I'm assuming like when you traffic weapons, not create or craft a gun and sell it.
So they need proof of that, right? From what I saw, they just had that you had a whole heap of weapons.
Yeah, I would assume that's what they have. They have the boat that they intercepted because of Reed, and they have the stockpiling in the house and the container. There's no, I don't have a. They haven't found a bench. I haven't
Yeah.
been, putting weapons together myself. All of this is bought on the Russian Craigslist and then just shipped here.
But that's the point to
Also,
be made, then, right? Is it's stockpiling. But however, when you did those crimes, there was no stockpiling charge there. Stockpiling was made after it, from what I remember. So thus meaning that it's not retroactive, which means they can't backtrack and say, well, now we have this charge, we're going to charge you for this. Originally, they put you down for weapons trafficking. I knew that was never going to fly.
that reminds me. Did I tell you that I bought that ICBM from?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. And you told me.
In storage right now.
Yep. Do you have your eyes open?
Yeah. You want me to?
Can you close your ears and your mouth real quick?
Sure. Give me a sec.
Enjoy silence, guys. You're
Right,
back.
yeah, we're good. We're back.
So yes. Once Snow reaches out to me, I'll have a bullshit plea deal they try and throw at me. And then I'll talk to you about it. Chances are I'm gonna probably decline it unless it's something actually decent. I've got a feeling that Brian's probably gonna be like, yes, plea deal, death penalty, turn away life.
From what I've been told, his plea deal, quote unquote, is me going to Guantanamo Bay for unknown amount of time.
See, that's
Out
not a
of
plea
state
deal.
prison.
That's you can't put a plea deal with no date return. That's it. Catch you later. Plus, having you actually shipped out of state is wild. Because you wouldn't get anywhere close to that in an actual court setting, right? So I don't know why. There's probably going to end up being some kind of big dicking between myself and Brian when it comes to this, because I'm going to see something stupid and I'm going to instantly laugh at him.
Were you the one that suggested using dark?
Dark is good. Dark is fair. Dark is anti-corruption. Getting him to handle something this big, I don't think he has the brain power for it. I'll be honest. Because I've used him for IA stuff before, right? And he is thorough, but I feel like this is a little bit over his capabilities. I could be wrong, but I feel like it's going to be a little bit more over his capabilities. I think having Brian removed from this is going to be your best bet, as having him trying to prosecute this there comes to a point where malicious prosecution comes in because they're so overly invested in this.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you should have neutral eyes on this, especially when it's such a high stakes case for, well, for me, for one. So obviously, I want that. But also for them, like they've been doing this for a while. There's no way they're not invested in this, and they just want. They don't want justice. They want.
They want
go away.
revenge for their time.
Yeah.
Let me tell you this though, right? As someone who used to go up against PD all the time in court, when you have an overly invested officer in there, they are so easy to rattle on the stand because they just get frustrated and you can pick them apart. And that's something I used to enjoy doing, was just standing there and just pulling at them until they crack the shits and say something stupid. So that is a positive with using someone that's overly invested, is they're easy to rattle. If you rattle your prosecution, that's when they sit there umming and ahhing the whole time.
Yeah.
So it might not be a bad thing. But if you have a fresh set of eyes on it, then that is also easy to rattle because they don't know everything about it and they're having to play catch up.
So you're saying it's easier to
I'm
make
saying
Ryan fumble?
double-edged sword, but I feel like I could make Brian fumble easier.
Okay.
Which I'll be able to tell you after I discuss the plea deal to see how frustrated I can make him.
Yeah.
Now, in doing this, it's only going to be done providing he brings some dumb bullshit plea deal. Right, if he actually comes to the table amicably with something decent, I'm not going to be a dick. If he comes to the table with something shit, I'm going to be a dick. And I want to see if it rattles him. Unfortunately, in the process, it might piss off Snow, but at the end of the day, you're my priority, not them.
Yeah. Honestly, what I'm thinking is I'm seeing this from two angles right now. There's one, I can just go back to Scorched Earth, just fucking do my thing with whatever the PM might be planning. Or we can get this over with and I can come back out. Not with a clean slate, of course, but I don't have to worry about hiding. I don't have to worry about getting pulled over. Like I can
Looking over your shoulder all the time. Yep.
Yeah. And I can still do whatever it is the PM wants me to do. But in this case, I can do it in a way that doesn't, make the PD interested in me again.
Does it increase the fucking ante 100 times? Yeah.
Yeah.
Me, I think that option is the better option. I think getting this shit behind you before you start on something else is going to be of more benefit to you because it's going to make your life to move around a lot easier. You won't have to worry about all the normal bullshit. You speed and go through a red light, you get a traffic ticket, the whole force isn't going to be sitting there fucking jumping down your neck and you're having to panic and try and get away.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the one thing. Like, being able to move freely again and not worry is a big thing.
Because even though you don't have charges against you currently, if PD pick you up now, they put you on a 24-hour hold, they get the hold extended, they put a docket up, you're in there, right? So you've got all that shit to worry about. However, with my inserting myself into this, they're going to be going and trying to pull me apart as well. Especially to the fact of if they can try and get me removed from being your legal aid, then they're going to be over the moon about that, right? But here's the thing, as a legal aid, yes, I don't have the same rights as an attorney, but if they deny you right to legal counsel of your preferred choice, then that's an issue because now they're tampering with the case to do that. That's not a fair trial under your Sixth Amendment. There's going to be all little things and hurdles I'm going to have to jump over, but I'm Gucci. I haven't had anything bad. I yell and scream at cops all the time. I had a fucking cop try and hit me with negligent driving the other day and took it to traffic court and stomped all over him. It was hilarious. Poor guy walked into something he was not ready for. But other than that, I'm not, like, I don't cook anymore. I don't do any of that shit. I just chill.
Yeah.
So that's sort of one.
You think using the ICBM for the deal is worth it, or should I just sit on it for now? The hole is done. Like the hole going underneath town hall is done. So all I have to do is just repurpose the warhead and then just plant it down there and close it up again. Really.
I think leaving that as a backup plan is better than offering it. Because you know they're going to try and fuck you, Michael, right?
Yeah, of course.
You know that there's a very high chance that this is just going to end up going to court.
Yeah.
So instead of offering that and then turning around and reneging on any kind of deal, because they're going to try and be dickheads, right? They're going to be like, well, what are you going to give us first before we do a deal? My response to that is going to be, you tell us what you want and come with a deal that you're happy with. Until that happens, I'm not saying shit. If we turn around and say we have something that's going to be very interesting for you, they're going to push on that and say, well, we need to know the nature of it and what it could be. And then if it's alluded to be that it is that, then they're going to use that against you. And if anything happens from there, they're going to nail you for it. So I think just leaving it for a rainy day in your back pocket is going to be more beneficial.
All right, I'll leave it then.
Especially if it goes to court and the Senate decides to do some fucking wild shit and fuck you. You could just level their little fucking house of cards.
Yeah, but the issue is also that it takes Lang Buddha into the entire equation.
Why?
It's his place. He owns the town hall. Well, works from the out of.
I mean, personally, fuck Lang. He threatened my life before when I ruled on a fucking case, as well as when I signed a search warrant against him. Literally said he's gonna kill me. And I'm like, okay, bet. Find me. And he never did. Also fucking was laughing in City Hall about fucking ocean dumping James Hayes with Ray. I have no care for Lang.
Alright, that's fair.
No desire to help that person when the people that I've heard have helped him have just ended up in the fucking shit. The smallest of things.
Alright.
So I'll let you know when I talk to Snow again.
Alright.
I'll let you know what they say. I anticipate it to be in the next few days. I told Snow I don't care what time it is, just email me a couple of days notice. I'll make sure I'm awake for it. I'm gonna, because if they're smart, they'll take me to somewhere where they're recording it, right? So then they can pull it apart and psychoanalyze everything I say later. So I'm going to also make sure I put my phone out and tell them that I'm going to record what we're talking to, so then you'll be able to listen to it later. Just in case they say anything that might prick your ears up that you know about, that I don't know about. Like the whole...
I really want to know. What I really want to know is what Micheal is telling them and what he's gaining from this.
They're not going to tell you that.
No, I know. I'm perfectly aware.
Because that's a whole little CI agreement that they'll have, right? I'm surprised that they converse about it, knowing full well that they're now dancing on the border of accomplice to anything that happens to him due to it. I don't think they know that. But yeah, if you as a police officer or as an attorney or a judge release a CI's name, you are now liable for what happens, right? Now, they might not have released the name, but if they converse and confirm, then that's where they do. Hey, sorry, I'm sorry.
Did he confirm to you? Or did he not talk about it at all?
I purposely avoided talking about it.
All right.
To play a little bit more of a what are they going to say first card. Snow was not really talking too much because he said he needs Brian here for these things. Other than the PM talk, he danced a lot around things. So it sounds like Brian's spearheading everything. And Snow's just as a patsy for him, per se.
All right.
That place that Miguel got the shit from, have you cleared that yet?
No, not yet. I haven't had the time yet. I might see if I can get it done today.
Okay, just make sure you leave it squeaky, like it's nothing, and like I said, throw someone keys to it so then they can actually do the backwards and forwards stuff. I'm gonna end up being on their shit list and being watched as well, so whenever we talk, I'm still just gonna call you from my phone anyway, right? Just so there is that whole me when they try and fuck me for it, turning around and saying, well, you guys knew about this, and I was saying that I was this legal aid. The calls is just talking about what we've spoken about with the police. So that's why I called you immediately after I got off the phone to Snow.
All right, just to cover. Yeah.
So that's essentially what I'm going to try and do.
Yeah, I was wondering, but I figured you had a plan because you're not that careless.
No. So what they're going to see in my phone records is call to Snow, call to Micheal. And then when I talk to Snow again or finish talking with Snow and Brian, is going to be another call to you. So if I keep stacking it like that, plus the random calls that I might do from time to time to say, hey, this is when I'm meeting them, it's all going to marry up perfectly fine. So it's just more of a protection for me in the aspect of that I have no doubt that Brian won't try and fuck me into the ground. But I can handle all that shit, so don't let that phase you at all. Like, that's going to be a fucking walk in the park for me.
So much shit. Just enjoying my time off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now everything is. I don't know, it's not crumbling, but I don't have to care about all this. Worry about. Nah. Fuck this.
The way I see it right now, calm before the storm. You know, it's gonna shit's gonna kick off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once I get that recording for you, we'll meet up and I'll give it to you so you can have a listen. And again, just keep your ears out for anything that they say, because if they're smart, they'll say specific things throughout it that will probably be meaningless to me, but they're hoping that my ears prick up about it, like Snows did with me referring to people as puppets.
Yeah.
So just analyze it and see. Other than that, that's pretty much everything from me.
All right. Apparently, Rudy or Snow wants to talk with Rudy off the record.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Huh. How's Rudy going to take the fact that Miguel's pitching?
Well, like I said, I had a long talk with Rudy about it. And again, I don't know what. So here's the thing. I don't know what Miguel is telling people, but it seems like he's giving the same spiel. He's trying to really get into how I use people for personal gain, I guess, and then just throw them away.
Let's be honest here, Michael. Everyone uses everyone in the city. It is what it is. Right? And then you're also going to have certain people that understand that it's not really using you if you are receptive to it and you want to do it. Right?
That's the thing. That's what I said as well. Like I have never asked somebody to do something or force them to. They always agree and want to help. So I don't know how you can agree to help out and then get upset about it. You agreed to
I can
help and
tell
you
you
wanted
how.
to help.
This is me and my psychology of people, right? Is the reason people will help you is because they want to get something out of you, right? Now, when they don't get what they want, when they want it, that's when they go to the whole crazy side piece kind of thing, right? Is, well, uh, I was there for you. Why can't you come here now? Why can't we date kind of thing, right? Whereas you've also got other people that can learn to detach themselves. Like you never asked me back in the day to be your lawyer, right? I just told you that I can help you with this shit.
Hmm.
And ever since, I've always been helping you with this shit. And it's like, it's not, I'm doing it for, I want something from it. It's literally so you don't get fucked. And that's it. It's very rare to find people like that in the city these days. Everyone fucking wants something. Everyone wants a piece of you. They do things for their own motives. And it's disgusting, but it's how people are.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. That's the thing with Lost as well. Like I said, Rudy, like as much as you. So here's the thing. Rudy is apparently close-ish with Miguel, and I told him, hey, I'm not telling you to discard Miguel in your friendship with Hydra or whatever, but just be careful. Like you just saw what the guy did with somebody he's been friends with for 2 years. He just did a 180, complete 180, and went to the cops and snitched, right?
Yeah.
So just be careful. I'm not telling you what to do. I never told anyone what to do. People help out.
Yeah.
So, and it goes both ways. Like with the entire Lost and the Great War that didn't happen in Sandy.
Yeah.
Like I was the one helping out there, right? That wasn't my fight.